Megan Morris TV. I am here with Leah Thompson from Collective Kindness.
Yes.
And if you guys need to know her because you need to send the right gift. And it's funny because not everybody realizes the difference in candles and what a huge difference it can be. This is the right kind of gift for everybody. We give it to clients, we give it to our realtors. If you're a realtor out there, it's a great gift to give your clients. If you're a title company, mortgage company, pretty much anybody, this is a wonderful gift, and you're going to hear the reasons why this is so different than any other candle that's on the market.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, glad to be here.
Great.
Yes. So we're Collective Kindness. We're a local company here in actually Winter Garden, Windermere, Oakland area, and yeah, we've been here for quite a while. So hopefully a few of your viewers know who we are.
Yes. Oh, I'm sure they do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, tell us why it's so different than other candles.
Well, our passion, kind of what we wanted to start with when we started was my 12-year-old had severe allergies. And we wanted to create something that was unique and different, that was still highly fragrant, that you could have in your home, that was beautiful, but it was non-toxic. So we really did a lot of research and development and created a candle company that we actually hold a green certification by a company called, by an organization called Green America. And so what that means is that we use high quality ingredients that are all natural, and our fragrance oils are non-toxic, so that you can feel very safe burning them in your home, your business, wherever you may have them, that they're very safe.
I don't know if everybody realizes how toxic some candles can be. I mean, you really, you get what you pay for. Sometimes you get out there and you're like, oh, what a pretty little candle and what a good deal on it. But you could be burning some really toxic fumes in your house and can cause all kinds of problems. So tell our viewers a little bit more about that.
Yeah, what's so important, what we do is we use, first of all, 100% pure U.S. grown soy wax. It actually it's kosher as well, so it gets the kosher blessing on there. And our fragrance oils, we use a blend of essential and fragrance oils. Not all essential oils are meant to be burned. They do need a carrier within them. And so we use a blend of fragrance and essential oils. But what's so important about ours is that they don't have any of those chemicals that cause the allergen reaction, the phthalates or the nitromusk. We use a braided cotton wick, and basically they're vegan. They're vegetable based, so they can wipe out of your container with just some hot water and soap, and you can reuse your container. So there's a sustainability element that's there as well.
Right. Also, tell them about the gasoline part.
Oh gosh. Okay. Stop buying paraffin candles, please. So paraffin is a byproduct of petroleum sludge. So what that means is when they're refining gasoline, they take the sludge that comes off the top and then they bleach it with 100% bleach, and then they pelletize it and make it into wax. So when you're burning a paraffin candle, you're basically burning gasoline. And it's just not a good thing. And so you've seen a lot of companies, and you've seen a lot in the industry in a whole, whether it's food, beauty, home products, that a lot of people are trying to go to more of that green element, that non-toxic, those buzzwords that are out there. So, but you also need to be careful when you're looking at the candle and seeing if it's a soy blend, because that also means that it can be mixed, or it has some stabilizers, some fillers, and ours don't. They're pure soy wax. And you'll also notice on our candles sometimes, what we tell people is that you'll see a little shadowing, or the tops may turn a little bit of a different color, and that's okay. That's because they're all natural, and they're they are vegetable based, so they kind of can turn a little bit, but they still smell beautiful. So
they do. And what I love is you can come up with your own fragrance as well. That's what we did. And it's really fun to go play with Leah with all these different fragrances. She'll tell us a little bit about the different ones and why she has them, because there's something for everybody. Not only great gifts, but for yourself. If you want to have a little more romance in your life, there's a whole line for that. And then there's you've got a masculine line, you have a feminine line, you have all kinds of great things. When we were coming up with our scent, it was really hard to decide because I liked so many of them, but I wanted to have a signature scent. So,
Yeah.
tell us about the different lines you have.
So we have lots of different options. We have over 100 scents active in our collection that you can choose from, but we have access to thousands. So really it depends on what you're looking for, what you're trying to accomplish. We do a few different things. So we do sell our own candle lines in retail shops throughout the Orlando area, throughout the country, even outside of the country. We have a couple retailers as well. And then we do what's called wholesale private labeling. So that's where you came in, and we can create your own custom labeling. So you can make your own candle line. So that means you can give it as gifting, or you can sell it at retail if you'd like. But yeah, you can come in, we sit down. As you can see, we've got lots of different glass options, and this is only like a small piece of it.
Right.
So we sit down with you and really try and figure out what your goals are, what your look is, what aesthetic you're trying to go for, and what you're trying to convey with your gift. Whether you want more of like a home fragrance that's warm, or if you want more of a kitchen fragrance that's bright and fresh, or you want something romantic and sexy for the bedroom.
Right.
So we can do it all.
Well, this one smells so unique. I love this. It's like an amber smell.
That's the vanilla sandalwood. So that's part of our men's line, which is incredibly popular with the women.
I love it.
We have women that come in all the time that are like, "Who needs a man?" You know. I'm like, "Okay, I do, but we can still give you a candle."
There you go.
Yeah. So what we wanted to accomplish with all of our candle lines is really giving our consumers options. So whether, lavenders, exotics, our gentlemen's, our botanicals line. We have our core line that has 12 scents within that, but and then we do all of our seasonal scents, which is so fun, and we do specialty containers within inside of those. So we have some retails locally. Driftwood Market is our biggest one in downtown Winter Garden. They've got about 40 active scents for sale, and they also do our custom pouring, recycle, and refill program. That goes along with our sustainability project. So even if you're gifting an item, we make little cards for you to give to your customers or with your gift that tell you that you can return this candle, or you can take it back into Driftwood Market and you can have it refilled. And so that way you're not throwing away the container, but you're bringing it back in. And so Driftwood Market, downtown Winter Garden, Plant Street, or you can bring in your own containers and have them filled. We've had everything from antique teacups to Trader Joe's spaghetti jars. It's interesting, but it's a fun concept, and you can pick whatever scent you want in there. Wildflower Beauty by Jessica's got great lines, Kit Life Planners, downtown Winter Garden, and multiple other places throughout the city as well. And then our private labeling, which is really fun.
Right. So, how do you get the name?
Collective kindness. So one of the things when we were developing this with my mom and my daughter, my mom's my business partner, which is super fun and great. But we wanted to be more than just a candle company, and so we are a mission-based company. We work with lots of different charitable organizations, people, basically whoever we want, really, because we're donating our own money, our own profits, or we're getting active. We're activating different organizations within the community. So collective meaning a group of people, and kindness meaning to drive a group of people to do good and to give back within their communities.
Right.
So. Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, it's fun. So, we've worked with everyone. We work a lot with Miles to Go, which is a fun charity here in Windermere. We've co-chaired with Habitat, which you did. We did a house build together, Megan. Yeah. We worked on 2 houses. So my mom and I co-chaired that, and lots of different things. We did a lot of stuff with, the GLBT Community Center downtown during the Pulse, after the Pulse attacks and things like that, where we can create candle lines that can give them something to sell, that give people something to have of that charity, but it's giving back 100% of the profits to that organization. So Miles to Go sells these really cute Raising Good Humans. They've got Teaching Good Humans, these really cute candles. Justin and Kate Rose, Justin, who's a wonderful golfer and part of the Tavistock family, we do these to put in his gifting bags during their golf tournaments. So that's a lot of fun. So it's a great way for charities also to have something to have residual income coming in. Right. That is something that people will actually use and want to have in their home.
And be so honored to have something that's such good high quality and being able to reuse it. So you're hitting all those boxes.
Yeah, exactly. And then, thinking about with what you do, I mean, obviously real estate is such a big thing here, and with what you do in your life, and scent is something that is so personal, and something that brings warmth, it brings happy freshness to a home. And when you're buying a new home, or when you're trying to sell your home or moving, we really wanted to create something that elevated the image and the perception of candles and brought something new, which I think is exactly what you do with your companies as well.
And we always have your candles in our houses.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's a win-win.
Well, I think it's such a nice ambiance feature to have that. And, people want to have them in the bathrooms, in the kitchen, and bedrooms, everywhere. And they look pretty. They smell good, even when they're not lit. 'Cause we don't always light the you don't light the candles unless someone's home, of course.
Right.
But they even look pretty when they're just sitting there.
Well, because they put off a fragrance, even just sitting there.
They do.
But I mean, if you watch Joanna Gaines when she's showing a home.
Yes.
And it's perfectly staged and everything. Every single room has a candle burning in it.
Right.
It's something that's extremely important. And, staging a home, walking into a home that's not staged versus walking into one that's staged and it smells really good.
Right.
I think people will remember that. and it shows them what it's like actually living in this home.
Right.
That they can feel that.
And it brings life to the house.
Yeah.
I think if it's an empty house and you have no fragrance, no furniture or anything else, it's just not a lot of life. And then we bring it all in, and I just think it's a essential part of the process.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So we, working with the different real estate companies and title companies, wealth management companies, like this is one we recently did that says "Welcome Home" on it, and it has the tag of the agency, and then on the other side it has this says Pineapple Sage, which pineapples represent hospitality and welcoming. So they chose the Pineapple Sage fragrance, and so this has a little description, and it tells you that the candles are certified green, allergen and environmentally friendly, and incredibly fragrant. So it's something that you can customize. We do all of our own design work in-house, so you can really kind of choose what you want, if you would like your branding on there, or if you would like to create a design, we can do that.
Right.
And then the warning labels on the bottom as well can have your label on there as well.
Also, why don't you give everybody a little bit of Candle 101 for people that don't know how to burn a candle. It seems like it'd be easy enough, but there's...
Yeah. So one of the biggest things when you're burning a candle is you want to allow, the first time you burn it, you want to allow the wax pool to melt all the way to the edge of the candle. So you want it to not have any white around the edges.
So do you do that by moving it around a little bit?
No, you just light it and set it and let it go.
What do you do if it just keeps going in the middle?
Well, there's a couple things you can do. A lot of the time what happens when that happens is the wick isn't large enough for that candle container, and that's why sometimes you'll see you've got like multiple wicks on the candle versus a single wick.
Well, I never have that problem with your candles, but I have seen that.
I hope not.
I never have that problem with your candles, but I've seen that before. Yeah. Where it just goes down the middle and you've got all the wax on the sides.
So that can be two reasons. It can be either you didn't let your wax pool burn long enough, and wax has a memory, so the next time you go to light it, it will only go out that far.
Right.
Or the wicks aren't a large enough gauge and cannot get out, the heat can't get out to the edge of the surface area. So you really want to make sure that the first time you burn your candle, you allow that to get out all the way out to the edge of the wax pool. The other thing is, after you've lit your candle one time, you go back to light it again each time after that. What happens is, typically lead wicks have been banned in the United States, so hopefully everybody is using 100% braided cotton wicks at this point. But so what will happen is it'll produce a bloom. It kind of looks like a little flower at the end. And so before you light your candle, you want to make sure to trim that bloom off. It's extremely important because if you light it, it will pop.
Yeah.
And it can burn you.
Fire hazard.
It's a fire hazard, and two, it's going to produce a very high hot flame. So it can do, again, a couple things. It can either put off that black soot around your container, because when heat gets next to glass, it will produce that if it's too close or too high and hot, and your candle's going to burn a lot quicker.
Right.
So you're basically, wasting your candle by
Right.
doing that.
Right. Good things to know.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. And you know, again, with our candles, they're extremely fragrant. You can feel very safe burning them in your home. We have so many people that have come back to us and say, we are so allergic to things, and your candles are the only ones we can burn. And that makes us feel feel really good that we're doing something that's, you know, important. And, you know, a lot of the times you don't think about those things, but, you know, some of the problems with fragrance products, if you've ever walked into a store that has a lot of fragrance, and other couple big candle companies that, you know, sell nationally, worldwide, but if you've ever walked in there and started sneezing or getting a headache, those are due to phthalates and nitromusks, and those are the harsh chemicals that cause that allergen reaction. And I've
definitely noticed that. Oh yes.
And you can tell the difference too when you smell one of our candles between smelling one of those candles. You can tell that ours don't have that chemical kind of smell to them.
Right.
And again, not all chemicals are bad, but there are some that are really bad, and they're in so many fragrance products. So when you're out there buying anything, candles, Bath and Body, anything that you're putting on your skin or you're potentially inhaling, you want to make sure that it doesn't have any phthalates or nitromusks. Those are very important things because they're hormone interrupters, and they can definitely cause cancer.
Yeah, well, it's important to know too for your children, your families, your pets. I know we've had, you know, there's been research with a lot of the different
plugins.
And
With animals, you know, there's been a rise in nose, throat cancer with dogs and cats, and that's because of those plugins that are at their level, and that they're producing this fragrance out there and they're inhaling it, and it's so toxic to them.
Yeah, it's interesting because I have a lot of clients who will ask when they live in a home, and you know, we're staging houses, sometimes they're occupied, and there'll be an odor in the house. They'll say, well, I'm going to put plugins everywhere. I'm like, well, that you're actually, to me, when I walk in a house and I smell overly perfumed house, I'm always wondering, what does it really smell like? Because this is obviously just to mask something else, and it's worse. You feel like you have allergies right away, and it's not a good smell. I don't think it helps at all. But when you have a nice natural candle burning, I mean, it's such a difference. I mean, years before I met you, I remember that.
Yeah, it adds, it just, they're not supposed to be overpowering. They're supposed to add a layer of elegance. They're supposed to add a layer of something that's just a little bit extra there.
It's the subtle beauty in life.
It's the subtle beauty in life, yes. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. So we're excited to be here today and to kind of talk about these things because it's so important, and how it can tie into so many different aspects of your life, which you really don't think about.
No, so I mean, not only is this a great gift idea, this enhances your life, and it smells so good, and you feel good about it because you're putting something in your home that is not toxic.
Right.
And that's really hard to know these days. A lot of labels are deceiving. A lot of labels you don't know, but I know with Leah, she's done her homework. She only gets the best ingredients, and you're getting a good product. So.
Yeah.
And how do we find you?
Well, we are building a new website right now, but we are still online. So Facebook, Instagram, Collective Kindness. You can also visit collectivekindness.etsy.com if you want to shop online. You can also shop locally at Driftwood Market, Wildflower Beauty by Jessica, Kit Life Planners, and a few other locations throughout Winter Park. You can find those on our Facebook page. Or you can contact me at leah@collectivekindness.com if you're interested in creating your own candle line. If you're looking for custom gifting, we have other little items that we can do. These are little 2-ounce sampler tins that you can give individually, or you can put in a little bag, have a little hang tag here. We've got, smaller gifting options to go in bags, or if you want to go with something larger, we have those as well that you can give as your main gift. We also have larger items than this, and we can do some small packaging as well. So anything you really want, we'll be happy to sit down and do a consultation and, try and get started.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Well, I'm so glad I met you. Well, I knew before, but I'm just so glad to know that you do this, and I hope this brings a lot of value and great gifts and ideas for all of you out there. And thank you for joining us today, and we look forward to seeing you in the future.
Yes, thank you for having me.
You're welcome.